Hello, everyone. Welcome to our live weekly show. I am Fabiana Clore, pianist and business strategist for musicians. I'm the CEO and founder of the Musicians Profit Umbrella, a program that helps musicians all around the world package their skills into a unified online flagship program, unites their brand, and leverages all their skills in order to create not just offers and programs but self sustaining businesses, online ways of creating leverage for yourself. I'm very excited to share with you today a topic that is very popular among the musicians that I coach and that keeps coming up time and time again. These are some of the three things you want to avoid if you are a music entrepreneur. So, number one, if you are working right now as a musician entrepreneur and doing many different things to make a living, teaching, gigging, perhaps creating music, trying to place it in different, in different media outlets, if you are pursuing multiple roles in your work as a musician, which is very common, right? This is how we are intended to evolve as multifaceted entities. I want you to stop thinking that that is the only way you can make money. Instead, I want you to shift from doing so many different things that altogether don't add up to what you really need for your finances and take a step back and explore how you could leverage your entire skill set into one offer, right? How you could leverage everything you've learned, the obstacles you've had to overcome, and explore what it would look like for you to build an online brand. I want you to, create leverage and find ways to bring profitability to your life by building a brand and leveraging the audience that you're able to attract as a result of your brand. And what do I mean when I say a brand? I mean creating something that sets you apart because of your story, because of the way you've had to overcome certain problems in your life, because of the different skill sets that combined make you a unique you know and multifaceted entity that can't be duplicated. It can't be copied. It can't be mimicked because it is so personal. I want you to explore how you can package that into an online brand and help people understand not all the different things that you do, but what is the unifying superpower that unites all of those activities. I want you to start looking at yourself from a more comprehensive lens rather than just siloed and fraction based on all these different activities that you do in your career, right? So this is the first thing, is stop thinking that you do all these different things and they're the only way you can make money. I want you to avoid jumping into the traditional mentality that most musicians grow up with and are taught, frankly. And instead, I want you to explore what would it look like for you to unify your skills into a single message, a single brand, a way to package it so that people can see you as a thought leader based on a specific proposition that you're bringing to the industry, something that you want to see different. Obviously, that thing would draw on your other experiences, but one unifying thought. That's what I'm saying. One unifying trait, one unifying message that it draws from all the things you've been doing. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I want you to start shifting from charging hourly into packaging your work and creating results, creating outcomes for people, solving problems for your ideal clients, and pricing that. Instead of thinking to work with me, this is what it looks like per week, how much you pay me per hour or even monthly. This is what your end result can be as a result of working with me, talking in those terms, outlining a specific outcome and packaging the journey that people need to take in order to reach that transformation and pricing it based on your package, based on that result that you can help people achieve instead of how much time they're going to spend with you. I want you to stop thinking of how to price yourself based on the interactions that you have with your clients and instead on what is the result. What do you believe that result is worth paying for? How does that price point align with your financial goals? And how can you now create a very strong, compelling message that attracts people who are drawn to the results, obviously drawn to you first and foremost, obviously, as the person who's delivering these results, who's taking them through the journey, right? So your story, again, your owning of that online brand that I've talked about before, your owning of that, positioning strategy of like, this is who I am, this is my story, this is what I stand for. But now here's how I can help you achieve the result that you want, achieve that transformation, whatever it is that they're looking for. This is your moment now to help them understand what is it for at the end of the journey, what can they expect, and whether you meet with them once a week or whether you meet with them in a group setting, whether you have some offline support, perhaps through a community like a Facebook group or some sort of platform where you can provide constant touch points, whether you have one-off experiences like an intensive session, a VIP day, for example, or a retreat. It doesn't really matter. What matters is how can you talk about the results you help people achieve from a standpoint of end result of outcome versus how long we're going to be meeting and whether it's 1 hour or half an hour, right? And the third thing that musicians should avoid when building their online businesses is they should avoid disconnecting their artistry from their business. Meaning, it's so common that when we think about making money and creating a business, we leave our artistic pursuits, are the things that really fuel us as creatives, we leave those to the side. We don't see the relationship of uniting those two things. We don't understand how to weave in the thing we do for our craft, for our art, for that talent that we've worked our entire lives to improve. We don't see how we can build that into the business development process. So how many teachers have you met, music teachers, who go on and develop very, prosperous careers as teachers, but they never play the piano again, right? They never play their instrument. They're just consumed by delivering the service, right? And it ends up becoming a void in their soul. It ends up becoming a void in their life because they're not fueling that thing, that fire that sets them apart, that gives them that intention to go about their day and pursue that business. So you want to make sure you avoid detaching yourself from your artistry, and instead you need to strategize how this brand that you're building, right? Remember, I said you want to build a brand, you want to package your skills now from a standpoint of this is all that I can do to offer, right? This is the transformation I can help musicians, I can help people achieve. You now need to think strategically in how you can weave in your artistry into that. In which way does your artistry help fuel your credibility, for example, as the leader, as the person who's delivering this result? In which way does your credibility help fuel that, right? I want you to think outside of the box and not guide yourself directly by how much time you're spending and how much money you're making directly through that activity as an artist. If you're a performer, if you're a composer, I don't want you to be thinking in terms of like, oh, but I can't make enough money by just gigging or performing or putting out concerts here and there. Therefore, I need to focus on something else. No, that activity that you do, even if it doesn't make that much money, in and of itself, it's reinforcing your identity as a leader in this other thing that you're building, in this experience that you're putting together for people, in this service, in this program that you're creating, again, that unifies all of your skill sets and allows you to create a specific transformation. So it does feed in to your business development process, but just not in the way you would think. So what I want to challenge you is, how can you use the same creativity you have as an artist and explore how to strategically weave your artistry into your brand? And I'll give you an example. In my case, I'm a pianist. I'm also a business strategist for musicians. I coach musicians all around the world in building their businesses, but I also perform. And I love having opportunities to keep my artistry alive. This is why I've built my Musicians Profit Umbrella in this way. And so, do I rely on only my income as a performer? No, I have my main income coming from this united brand that I've created, but my performing trajectory feeds into that brand building element. And it helps me create content. It helps me stay active. It helps me stay accountable to my clients who are musicians themselves, who want to know that they're working with a musician who gets them, who is a musician herself, who understands them. Do you see what I'm talking about? It helps build that connection with your potential clients. Therefore, it's an integral part of my business. And this is what I love helping musicians be able to achieve. So, if this has provided value, if you've enjoyed this live show, I want to invite you to connect with me. I would love to be able to have a conversation and offer you an opportunity to gain clarity around what would be possible for you. How could you map out your brand? How could you design your very own Musician's Profit Umbrella in a strategic way? So I'm going to put the link right here below, and I'm going to invite you to book a call with me so that we can discuss what would be the next best steps for you to create your powerful Musician's Profit Umbrella. Thanks for watching. Let's prosper together.